Kyle McAlister, MC capital ALISTER.
Perfect. And your official position with the city?
Abilene City Council, place 5.
Okay. So we've been, LULAC came to us with some of these posts that you've posted on Facebook.
Right.
What do you have to say to those people that are, I guess, claiming that they're controversial racists?
Well, first off, I'm not a racist. My sense of humor obviously is a little different from everyone else's, and it was never my intention to be offensive to anyone. If I was offensive, I do apologize for that. You know, a lot of the posts that are there are soccer related. I'm a very passionate soccer player. I'm a big U.S. national soccer player, not player, I wish, man, that'd be nice. U.S. soccer supporter. As a U.S. soccer supporter, Mexico is my nemesis, and so a lot of those posts are about the Mexican national soccer team, and so to some extent they're just jokes for soccer players and things like that. Some of the other posts, you know, are what, 2010, 2011. My sense of humor, I understand, isn't for everybody, and some of those jokes just aren't funny, and I understand, but it is, you know, I try to bring a little brevity into my Facebook posts. That's what I think Facebook is for, and so some of my posts maybe, sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. I understand that. That's just my my sense of humor. But it was never an intention to be racist or divisive or what was the other word you used?
Controversial.
Controversial. Yeah, I couldn't remember that word.
Perfect. So I guess Abilene has about over 26% of Hispanics just living in here.
Right.
What do you have to say to those people who might take offense to it? I don't.
Well, again, not my intention to offend them, and I would love to visit with any of them if they have an issue with that, and that's it.
Yeah, and I guess now that you know that I guess people are saying these things about your posts, are you going to change any way you do social media?
Well, I mean, I will obviously. I'm always trying to be, you know, respectful of others. You know, up for re-election, I guess I really should not be so surprised that, you know, here I'm up for re-election and now posts from 9 years ago are starting to come back up. I guess that's just part of politics. You know, it gets played like that. You know, I mean, you know, some of the posts, I mean, one of the posts that you sent me was me dressed in a Mexican outfit. Well, I was helping a friend of mine who owns a Mexican restaurant, and that wasn't even my post. That was someone else's post. He owns a Mexican food restaurant. It was a thing with Chick-fil-A, and he asked me to come dress up like that for him. So that's the kind of humor I try to bring into this world. I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there in this world that people need to smile and take a break, and that's kind of what I do. That's what I think Facebook is for the humorous of it, like that.
Yeah, and I guess you did say you're up for re-election, so are you going to handle your campaign any differently?
No.
No?
No.
Do you have anything else?
I had one question. Oh my gosh. I guess to those people that, you know, you're explaining your side and kind of what it meant and stuff like that, are you open to talking to them? Or are you kind of like, this is my stance, I'm not going to change? Are you going to change because of this after you kind of hearing their side? Or is it kind of just, this is me, this is who I am?
Well, no, because, and this kind of caught me off guard because, you know, some of those posts have been around obviously since 2010, and this is the first I've ever heard any complaints. It would seem to me that, you know, if they were offensive in 2010, then they could have brought it to me then, and we could have worked through it. Now all of a sudden, you know, here we are. I'm up for re-election, and here you know, everything comes out right before re-election. I mean, that surprises me a little bit. I'd love to visit with them, but I've gotten some. Well, I got the communication from y'all, but I mean, they've never reached out to me. They've never complained to me about anything. Sure, I mean, let's sit down and talk. So that I'm a little surprised. I mean, this kind of caught me off guard because. No, Jack Guzman or anybody from LULAC has never contacted me and said, hey, we got a problem with this, let's sit down and talk. I'd love to sit down and talk because you're right. We're all Abilenians. We're all trying to do better for this community. We've got a lot bigger things to worry about in this community that I think we need to take care of. And if we have some personality issues and some things that are perceived to be offensive, man, I don't want to do that. Never my intention. Let's move on and do things that are better for the entire community.
I know you said some were a year ago. We were looking at them. Some were in 2017 and 18. I don't know if I saw any in 2019, but there were definitely some. I think in 2017.
There were some, and there were some from a lot of those were from the yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that they're all that far, but some of them go back that far. And then there's some. I think in 2018 there were some that were and they were World Cup related. There was one that said. I went to a Mexican food place and I was wearing orange. I hope they don't spit in my food. Okay, here's the story behind that one. The Mexican national team had just lost to the Netherlands in the World Cup, and I was wearing orange, and that's what the Netherlands are, is the orange. Okay, so that's a World Cup reference that West Texas especially is not going to get, and most of America's not going to get. But that's what that was. That was a World Cup reference to the Netherlands and the Mexican national team. And I had a discussion with this friend of mine the other day. I don't dislike Mexico. I don't like the Mexican national team because I'm a U.S. national team supporter. And I think the lion's share of those have to do with that kind of rivalry between the U.S. and Mexico. So, yeah, I mean, I know it's more than soccer, but a lot of those posts are soccer-related posts, and a lot of them are just my sense of humor. And it's not for everybody. I'm just trying to add a little brevity in the world. But yeah, if they would like to come visit with me, I'd be more than happy to visit with them instead of getting hit with a, hey, we're filing a complaint against you. Well, let's talk first. See if we can figure something out.
Yeah, and as a city council member, I mean, you are in the public eye a lot.
Sure.
Is this kind of making you think about maybe changing the way that you post on social media, I guess? Like more like a
Well,
friendly way?
if you will look back, I mean, I think I have always tried to do that. Okay, I'm human, and have I made some mistakes? Yeah. Okay, I've posted some things on Facebook, not just here, but there's a lot of things. I mean, I post a lot on Facebook. Okay, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. My sense of humor is an acquired sense of humor. Some people like it, some people don't. I understand that. Your greatest strength is also your greatest weakness. Okay, my greatest strength, which I think is just trying to make everyone feel good and laugh and have a good time, can also be a weakness. And I understand that. Obviously, if someone had come to me and said, hey, we think this is offensive, then yeah, but they haven't. I mean, so it's just kind of hit me all at once. So if they feel that's offensive, then let's sit down and talk about it.
I know that a lot of people, if they get complaints or the media wants to talk to them, they're running and hiding. And you're coming kind of out here to talk about it
Sure.
and tell people and explain to them your side of it.
Sure.
What does it show that, why are you doing this, and kind of, is it important for you to be
Oh,
open?
yeah, it is, because, I mean, Abilene, it's weird because Abilene is a big, small town. Okay, yeah, we're the 26th largest city in Texas, which is pretty big, but we're also kind of here by ourselves. I think it's important for us to be able to find things that are issues and work through them. It is important. If, again, never my intention. I didn't type any of that with the intention of, hey, I'm going to offend somebody today. I typed it because that's kind of my sense of humor. I typed it because, especially with soccer, okay, because I'm a soccer guy, and a lot of my soccer friends, and even my non-soccer friends who kind of understand it now. And then, like, the thing with me dressed up as the Mexican bandito, I guess. A friend of mine owns a Mexican food restaurant. He asked me to help him out. It was when Taco Casa and Chick-fil-A. I don't think you were here. You may not have been here either.
I wasn't.
Anyway, there was a Taco Casa and this is a backgrounder.
Yeah.
Okay. So Taco Casa and Chick-fil-A, when Wesley Smith still owned it, they started kind of a sign, hey, Taco Casa, I love you, Chick-fil-A, I love you, back and forth. Well, so we did a little commercial, and they got their Chick-fil-A dressed up, and I dressed up as the Taco Casa guy, and we were running off into it. It was kind of stupid, but it was fun. We had a good time. And like I said, that picture, I didn't even post that. I think that was on a friend of mine's Facebook post. But yeah, there are bigger things we need to worry about in this city. I mean, there are huge things. Not to downplay if someone feels offended. Again, if they feel offended, I don't want to do that. I mean, this is too big of a thing. Abilene is my hometown. I mean, I live here. I love this city. And so if we need to get out in front of this and talk about this, great, let's do it. But let's talk about it. Let's not just go off and Facebook is a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's voluntary. To answer your question, I try to do my best. Sometimes I don't always succeed. Going back to 2010, obviously, yes, there are some newer, but I think the majority of them are older, and I hope, that you can see that way. So.
Perfect. So I think that's all I have, unless you wanted to add
No,
anything
I'm
else.
good. I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you.
I see this little tear right here. So
I know,
the wind